Man, listen, y'all. We gonna talk a little about whatever the for a little while, but we really got a show. We really got lives. We really be doing things. We ain't looking for no internet moment and trying to run with it and perpetrating cap and all that sucker. We only talk about the facts. This is what the internet has done. The internet has created an AI video where different outcomes and different ways it happened was shown. They've edited the truth. So a man came at me with sex play. I'm not talking to everybody because everybody might not even understand what sex play is. That's the word. That's when you talking that backdoor to a man. The man came at me with sex play, and I tried to warn him. I tried to tell him, you can't play with me like that. So I'm realizing the camera's on me. There's a lot on the line. There's a lot on the line. But he's trying to act like he a man. I bet my life and safety he wasn't a man when I asked D to move and basically sat in his lap. Because if you walk up on a man like that, you can get your eye poked out. You can get sucker punched. You can get all kinds of things done. Look, I would never walk up on a man like I walked up on dude. I knew he was bumping his gums. I knew nothing was going to happen how I walked up on him. But except for like when you arguing with a female. Because that's all he did was yap after he backed up. Because when I first sat down, I was right up on him. Then after that, he kept yapping. A little bit after that, because I kept telling him, I don't do that fucking shit. He kept yapping. So I'm like, all right, say I suck again. He folded. That was my out. That was my out. I was like, this is all smoke and mirrors after this. Because I don't know why people who understand life couldn't see. The man was too scared to take his glasses off. He was froze. He just was yapping, like when you arguing with your girlfriend. I heard the man said I was shaking. Okay, if I was shaking, I bet you didn't say that sex play to me again. So I ain't no tough guy. I ain't got time for that. I had production in Vegas this week where I was on stage joking and singing. I'm the entertainer. But he has mastered a wickedly brilliant way to get people to clickbait what he's doing. And
now I'm gonna pause it there. And I want to know your thoughts on that. You know, and I already kind of, excuse my voice, y'all. I don't know. Every time around this year, I start getting a cold. The weather is changing out here. It's just crazy. But anyway, I spoke on this initially, and I will say this. And like I said, shout out to both of these men. I don't have no issue with any of them. I'm just giving my opinion. That's it. What I see, what I think. That's it. You can take it for what it is. I will say, you know, you can't, and there are videos all over social media. People are pulling videos out of Anton saying certain things to people, different interactions. I mean, yeah, somebody mentioned the Fleece was it Fleece? I don't know if it was his name Fleece Johnson. I've seen Fleece before. That video of him and the interaction with him and Fleece is popping up all over social media where he laughing at this man called him cute. Now, everybody is different, I will say. This is not an attack, but what I'm saying is every man is different. I said this before and I'll say it again. Not too many men that I know would allow another man to call them cute and play in their face like that. Now, I'm not saying you had to jump on a man and beat him down to the ground, but you would at least check it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that you're secretly a homosexual. It's just certain men don't play like that. And you have to respect people's boundaries. But in that case, it was funny to Anton laughed it off, whatever. Okay, cool. It is what it is. But some men, you know, don't take that lightly. Some men just don't play like that. And you got to respect that. And you can't always assume, oh, they're gay because they have boundaries. We talk about boundaries all the time, where people have certain boundaries that you, and on top of that, if you let the person know what your boundaries are, then you should respect them. That's all I'm saying. Just like if I tell you now, if you don't know, you don't know, because there's certain things you can do with certain people that you can't do with other people, right? But if somebody tells you, hey, and it goes back to when Corey said with what's his name? He don't like you calling the N-word. Well, you if you respect that person, but see, it boils down to if you respect that person. If you respect that person, then you respect their boundaries. You know, if you don't respect that person, then you don't care about their boundaries. And when you hear people say, I don't give a F about this and I don't give a F about that, they may not have respect for you, so they don't respect your boundaries. Because people they do have respect for, you'll see a different interaction. Let's continue. Hit the like button, y'all.
I don't care what you study. When I was in your grill, you did not say it. That's why I told D to move. I'm like, oh, I'm finna bust this motherfucker.
He's real.
This motherfucker think I'm joking? And I kept getting him out. His plan didn't work. He thought he was gonna get me. It didn't work. He didn't have the courage to make his plan work. All he had to do when I was right there, say I suck again. He didn't have the courage to follow through with his plan. I got bitches with more courage than him. I got who was talking to me crazy. Shut your up, Corey. I was like, hey, don't say that. Shut your say again. She said, shut your up. After we wiped her lip off from what was dripping out of her, he was again. And I told her, I can't really be around you no more because I can't control you. You crazy. You really are who you say you are. That motherfucker, if you a man, you know he's not who he says he is. Now somebody else got something to say about that kick-ass nigga. Go ahead.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Okay, I want to talk about the situation with the broad that he was with because she wanted to make herself known. Somebody else was chasing attention. She wanted to make herself known. When I said, get your ass and your bitch up out of here, I didn't say no names because I didn't even know who that was. I was stabbing at that. I'm stabbing at the trying to bring some courage out there and make him stop doing all that talking. So, the broad who was with him, what's her name?
Don't know her name, we got the video.
Play the video if you got it. Can you play the video? Let's make her famous.
How long?
Now, 2 weeks ago, I was told that I was going to go on the 5150 show. And I was excited. All right? I was excited about going on the 5150 show. Now, it's Tuesday. I got on the plane to go from DC to LA. I got to the 5150 studios at about 8 p.m. Pacific time. I met Corey Holcomb. I was introduced to him. He shook my hand. Then about, I want to say 5 minutes before the actual show started, I was told, I can't go on the show. I said, okay, cool. Then I was told that I could sit on the set, but I have to sit on camera. I said, okay.
Now, the worst thing you can do is open your mouth around me. I'm going to be able to cipher who you are. Young lady, as soon as you ride on the lot, it's cameras. As soon as you ride on the lot, it's cameras. I'm gonna put you on the spot right now, D.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. You saw them get out the car, right?
Yeah, I was in my car still.
What did you observe when they get out the car about their energy together?
It was interesting for sure because, you know, to me, if you're walking up on somebody new, you freely introduce the whole crew.
Right.
And I walked right up to him. He said, oh, Miss Darlene or Miss D, whatever he said, gave me a handshake, what have you. Said, I'm not a handshaker, I'm a hugger. So we hugged. I introduced myself to the security guard. She was already walking towards the door. And it's not like he stopped her to say, and I thought, to me, I don't know. That's just very strange where it's like,
The
well,
fact that she got out the car and just ran right inside and went with him.
Well, she wasn't near him, yeah, but she was walking more towards the door with them. So I don't know. I just find that very odd because, okay. And then when I came in, I wanted to go up to her and introduce, and I had already heard the stuff going on because Phil had made it clear. He said, hey, because he said, I don't know how that happened. Phil knows, but that where he mentioned something about the seats or a seat or something about her being on the show.
Hey, Phil, I ain't expecting.
Now, what do y'all think about that part? Like, her not introducing herself to D and she just went into the building. Did she not want to introduce herself? I don't know what to think of that. Like, did she not want to introduce herself or what or was she just I don't get that part. I mean, I guess what D is saying, you know, she thought maybe he would introduce her or she would introduce herself. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe she just was excited to get in the building. I don't know. But let's continue.
You to say this. What happened with, because you told me.
He made it.
You told me when I walked in the door and I was looking like, so this might not be on the show.
She didn't ask. Yeah, you said.
What happened with him?
He said something about her being on the show. I said, did you talk to Corey about that? And he was like, no. So I told him that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah,
man.
he did. He said,
Can they hear Phil?
Corey rarely puts anybody on the show, period.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I want to make sure everybody know what happened. Because the broad said he had told her she was going to be on the show 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
So if she got any common sense, she should know this a cake ass. If she got any common sense, she should know, oh, you a boy. You told me I was plugged to be on the show. Because I believe he told her that. I believe he thought he had bargaining chips with. He didn't have no bargaining chips. No, she can't come on. I don't know nothing about that. Just like he faked, like when he was on the phone. I told you, I come to do your podcast in person, and but right after the show, he on there with Gucci Yup them on the phone. Some Zoom.
No, you mean where he said he doesn't really go on other people's shows,
Right.
physically, not.
Yeah, he said he's got to come, but he right on the show with
What? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he was on the show with Yuck and Gooch, and I forgot the other brother name. But you know, guys who be up here at the Coin Academy. I'm like, I thought he said he didn't do that. Yeah. But back on the brawl. So it was really sitting in my head. I'm like, oh, this is what I'm trying to say is this, man. The man claimed Christianity over everything. And Darlene, did you hear me when I said, I think it was before the show started, I said to him, well, the fact that you married is one of the reasons I brought you on here, because you brag on being married.
Right, I remember that. And then somebody else in the room asked him something about his wife as well. So it was on.
Oh, I guess you could play it. Black people, do you think black people?
I'm a Christian first. I'm a Christian first. I'm a Christian first.
Boy, you use your paper to you would normally never be around. You ugly ass boy. You ugly ass boy. You brag on having no children out of wedlock. You got a picture of his daughter? I'm a dirtbag. You got a picture of his daughter?
That nigga got a picture.
This motherfucker brag on not having no children out of wedlock. Look, let me tell you something. Don't make no more kids. That gonna be buying like you after a while.
Now, this where it took a turn. This is what I do not. Now, I have to say that was a low blow. Yeah, I didn't, I had to blur his daughter's face out because I don't think you should. I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I have children. I wouldn't want my children exposed and talked about in that way. So I just think that the child is innocent. I even think the wife should be off limits, but especially the child. I think that was a low blow to go for the child. And the things he said about that child, I definitely don't condone that. I think that was a low blow now, and he didn't care. He did not care. I guess he said, if you gonna go low, I'm gonna go lower. Yeah, I don't condone that at all. I have children. I would not want somebody exposing my child and talking about my child in that way. But I will say this though too, and we're gonna get into Anton's response because this kind of goes in line with that. This is why you have to be cautious and careful of who you're dealing with and how you look. Many could argue that, him posting his daughter up there was foul. I will say that was foul. But like I said, when you trigger somebody, you can't predict how they're gonna respond. You just can't. You could not agree with it. But what I think Corey was doing was pulling Anton's hand. He was pulling his cards. He's trying. He did he went there. He took it there because we all know you don't mess with nobody's family. You don't go for their kids and stuff like that because that's when it could get real crazy. And I think what he did there, he tried to force his hand by saying, I'm gonna disrespect you in the worst way possible by going at your child, which is horrible. That child shouldn't be drugged into that. But everybody knows that when you do that, okay, now something, if you really about it, then I really done pulled your cards to see what you gonna do. Because this is, if both of them saying they ain't no street dudes and they ain't this and they ain't no, but everybody's saying, okay, when he called you, what he called you or what he said to you, why didn't you hit him? And he basically explained, look, I got a lot to lose here. I got on the line. I ain't gonna go there. And then he didn't say it back. Some people are like, why didn't you just hit him? To me, if Corey would have hit Anton up front, that would have played right into Anton's hands. Anton would have had the leverage for sure. The fact that he didn't, then he like pulled Anton's hand again. Say it again. He didn't say it again. He actually apologized. So, okay, leave that alone. Abandon. Okay. He didn't do it. So okay. One didn't do something. The other one didn't do something. They both didn't react. Which is probably best for both of them because they got a lot on the line. This is the ultimate disrespect though, to talk about in the way he's talked about that man's daughter, that was super disrespectful. But to me, that's his way of saying, nah, I done did this. What you gonna do? He pulled his cards in a major way. And most times when this happens, it usually is some consequences. People have been in shootouts behind stuff like this. But I don't think that's gonna happen. But that's what in my opinion, Corey did was pulled his hand in this major way. Like, damn, I done totally disrespected you. Now what you gonna do? Let's show all that tough talk, because that's what they're saying to each other. Tough talk. Oh, you tough talk. Oh, you ain't gonna bust a grape. Oh, you tough talk. You ain't gonna do nothing. They're doing the same thing to each other. But this took it there. Like, nah, damn, I said this. Now what you gonna do? And then he goes on to say, you know where I'm at. So if that ain't calling him out, I don't know what calling him out is. And I'm not surprised by it because I've seen it before. So after that, everybody's looking like, now what you gonna do? Because, you know, Anton did a few videos, said, man, you know, basically he'll beat the dog shit out of him and he'll do this and he'll do that. We hadn't heard nothing from Corey until now. So now this was the ultimate disrespect to you, right to you, like took it deep into your family, which is, I've seen this type of shit before. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I've seen it before. So I'm not shocked by it, but that's what that is. So, and everybody's so focused on, oh my God, he shouldn't have did that, which I agree. You shouldn't have, you know, his daughter shouldn't have been involved, but this is what my husband would call men gully niggas. That's how my husband said. That ain't my term. My husband was like, you know, there's some gully niggas out there, because he knows some gully niggas like who don't give a shit about, they ain't on social media. So that, you know, but I'm just saying, where they don't give a shit about nothing nobody's saying. They don't give a shit about nothing. They don't care about nothing. When the line is crossed with them, they don't care about all this other stuff. But that's something else. Russell Red 9893, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, how you doing, Dee? They both was wrong, my opinion, but Anton played tough that whole week, saying he would whoop Corey. Plus Anton hang with Charleston White, who talk about kids and deceased. And you say you grin you in. Okay, I mean, I hear what you're saying. Thank you so much for the super chat, Russell. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. Make sure you guys are supporting via super chat or Cash App, y'all. Please support in that way, you guys. That definitely helps the channel. Thank you, Russell Red 9893. I appreciate you once again. But yeah, he was saying a lot of stuff. He was, you know, like, damn, he was saying Corey was shaking, and he was saying, look at my knuckles and stuff. I saw the videos, and that's what he do. He like, that's what I do. That's what we do. Like, basically, I guess it's insinuating you fight. Okay. So thank you once again, Russell Red. I appreciate you. So now Corey then went beyond the scope, but let's continue.
Sister, let me tell you something. If you're trying to get on, come get it on your back like the women who really moving up in the world. You can get on the show, but there's other things that got to be got on. That's all I'm saying. This is show business. You got to do what you got to do. You doing it, it's just you doing it with a lane. That motherfucker spit you, told you, yeah, I'm gonna put you on the show. That got no power up here. He ain't got nothing to do. The only power he had was to run his mouth. That's all he did. You got the clip with his wife? Play the clip with that mark ass. By the way, if I get under your skin, you know where I'm at, homie. You know where I'm at. Play the clip with his wife. This is the funniest.
Oh, Jesus. Wow. Times it can be hard and sad and difficult because Anton has a lot of different personalities, and so you have to be a certain type of woman to deal with. Anton is very emotional. He doesn't communicate effectively. I don't think that he has killed anybody before. I think he's before. I've seen him angry before. He's just like a totally different person.
She look like she'll be like, I'll be with this little fat. Baby, you ain't got to be worried about that temper tantrums and all that like that. Come with a real nigga. If y'all in Detroit, it's real niggas in Detroit. God damn it. They could come pick you up at his house. He ain't gonna do shit. You with a mark ass who's stressing you out. Cause you saw it. I know you saw it, ma'am. When I said to your husband, I'm doing slow motion a little bit. Say I struck again. That nigga let your whole family down and out. Y'all done. You will never live that moment down where he got punked in front of the nation.
Oh my God.
You think you supposed to fix it because you married to him. Look, I ain't gonna lie. I can't put you out front with my top 5, but I'll find you a slot just because you his wife.
This is crazy.
Come with a real no, you can't stay with that. Best years are over. What if you'd have had a boy? God damn, you'd have had a little slouchy little boy. You had a daughter. At least somebody would smash her. It's more nights when them other ain't answering the phone. They gonna call your daughter. Meanwhile, you'd be over here with me, goddamn. I got a with some colder wigs than that you had on. Well, that wig you got on, that's a starter kit wig. I got some who do hair so good. Boy, I make that 8. But yeah, your husband is straight mark. I sat at his lap, the wouldn't even swing. He can't be hiring people when he get in town, whatever town he go to, having strangers watching his back. That's the best way to get robbed. The man said, I got more money than Corey. Wait, you just marked yourself. You think you got me, homie? You did more than me. This building was built off the backs of brothers who got it in the streets of LA. And you came up here disrespecting and bragging on it. If you knew who walked through these doors and went up them stairs to smoke with the people who founded this place, you wouldn't have did that. But I'll let the streets show you.
All right, y'all. Baby, listen. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. But listen, I y'all let me know what y'all think.
DeeDeesReactions. Tell a friend.